Hi, thanks for joining me today. I'm Melanie from Yoga Within. Thank you for coming to all the classes that our teachers are volunteering to offer you. Don't forget to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to the channel. You'll see lots of great classes, lots of workshops, and it's all our teachers just volunteering their time so that you guys can keep moving on your mat during this interesting times. So let's start either in a comfortable seated position or start on your back if that's more comfortable for you. You decide today. If you are on your back, remember you might want to bend your knees if your back's giving you a little bit of grief, and you may want a little bit of support under your head or neck. Just take a moment as you settle into that place and notice your connection to the ground supporting you. And notice if that connection offers you ease in your body. And if you're finding that you're in a place of dis-ease, take a moment and just create a little bit of shift, change in how you are. And now take a long, deep breath in and a long, deep breath out. And take a breath or two here just to connect with you. How do I feel in this moment? Noticing and allowing sensations within your body and within your mind. And trying to notice these sensations without judging them. Breathing in and out. Noticing the rhythm of your breath. Just allowing your breath, not forcing it. Let your mind ride the waves of your breath. Just giving your mind a place of focus. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Trying to release the thoughts of yesterday. Trying not to think about what lies ahead. But bringing yourself to this breath in and this breath out. Giving yourself to be present in this moment. In the here and the now. Knowing what you need is right there inside you. Breathe in, breathe out. Try to let go. Slowly allow your awareness to return. Begin to reintroduce some movement into your body just by wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes. Start rotating into the wrists and into the ankles and trying to make those circles as big as you can, working into the joints without working into any places of pain. Go the other direction with your circles if you haven't already. Let a little bit of movement come into the neck, just turning the head from side to side. Just acknowledging, how does my neck feel today? Not judging it, just noticing. Bringing the head back to the center, moving up and down. And then taking a big, long, deep breath in as you tighten every part of your body you can tighten. And a long, loud letting go exhalation as you release. Try that again. Tighten everything just as tight as you can tighten it. And that long, loud letting go exhalation. Now, if you are in a seated position, bring yourself down onto your back. If you're already on your back, bend your knees and just let your knees start to rock a little bit from side to side, exploring how far apart you need your feet to be, trying to keep the weight as even as you can on both glutes. Readjust your neck. Make sure you have that natural curve of your spine, which includes your neck, so support it if you need to. And try a couple more on each side. And then stop at the center, lift your feet off the floor, hug the backs of your thighs or your shins, knees and feet together or apart, and rock a bit from side to side. And some of you, it might be clasping your elbows. Just see what is it you need. Try not to overarch your neck. And then let the movement pause and now go into some circles, making those circles as large as you can. Just noticing hips, shoulders, spine, your breath, thighs coming towards the chest. Squeeze the air out of the lower abdominals and then reverse it. Go about the same number of rotations in each direction. Again, knees and feet together or knees and feet apart. What do you need? Feet flexed, toes pointed, feet relaxed. You're in control of what you do, and it's discovering what you need and then allowing it. And again, make yourself as tiny as you can. For some of you, it'll be nose to knees, holding your feet, dropping your shoulders, and just really connecting with the core of the body. And head down, feet to the floor. If at any point on your back's bothering you, keep either one or both knees bent. Extend your legs out along the mat. Open your arms to a T-like position. As you inhale, lift your left leg up off the floor. As you exhale, hands to shin. Inhale, leg up, arms back down. Exhale, lower that left leg down. Other side, inhale, right leg comes up. Exhale, thigh to chest, hands to shins. Inhale, leg up, arms down. Exhale, right leg comes down. Remember, if your back's bothering you, bend the right knee, put the foot on the floor. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, thigh to chest, hands to shins. Add nose to knee if your neck doesn't bother you. Inhale, head and arms down, leg up. Exhale, leg down. Right side, inhale, leg up. Exhale, thigh to chest, hands to shins, nose to knees, shoulders down. Inhale, head and arms down, leg up. Exhale. Repeat this twice more on each side. So remember, you are allowing your body to warm up, hips, shoulders, spine, core, but more than anything, it's a breathing exercise, connecting your movement to your breath, and just really establishing your breathing, giving the mind a place of focus. And when our mind is present in what we're doing, the risk of injury is much less. We can't clutter our mind with all those external thoughts when we're simply thinking, I am inhaling, I am exhaling, I am inhaling, I am exhaling. The next time the left thigh comes into the chest, pause, bring your right hand across to that left leg, and exhale as you twist right. Now that back left arm may stay in a T, may go up higher. The hand may rest on the side body. Your head can go right, center, or left. Remember, I'm one person giving you cues. You are in charge of what you're doing. So if something is causing you pain, or if you have an injury and you're moving forward into this, you really need to question,
why you're doing what you're doing and why you're listening to me instead of listening to yourself. Your next inhalation brings you back to the center. Just pause for a breath or two with that left thigh in at the chest. Extend the arms back to the T, the left leg to the ground, or keep the knee bent. Bring the right thigh to the chest, left hand across, this time twisting left. And again, that back arm can stay in the T, palm up or down. The arm can go higher than the shoulder. Head left, right, or center. Work with your breathing. Just giving your spine time to warm into these twists, opening up through the upper back. Bringing yourself back to the center, just pausing here for a breath or two, and then repeating that twist once more on each side. So left thigh in, right hand to the leg, drawing over. Now keep in mind, if the knee doesn't come down to the floor, you may find that a prop under the knee and bending the bottom knee can give you a little bit more release. The question is always asked, where should I feel the stretch? And the answer is, where do you feel the stretch? And how do you feel it? Do you feel a challenge where you're creating some change? Or do you feel absolute pain and agony? And if it is pain and agony you're feeling, I suggest you find a way to change that. You bring yourself back to the center, pause for a breath or two here, and then transition for the last time, twisting to the left. And again, you may or may not need that prop. Don't shy away from the use of props. They actually allow your body to find a bit of ease, giving you a bit of a challenge. And when there's ease in the body, we can begin to find our greatest strength. Don't confuse ease with easy. You want to feel an opening through the shoulders. Yoga is about transformation, creating change on the mat so that change in our lives is easier to handle. You bring yourself back to the center, pause for that breath, and then you can bring yourself into thighs to chest, rocking a bit. For some of you, it could be that happy baby pose, holding the backs of the thighs, or maybe even the ankles, or perhaps even the foot soles. Add a little bit of rocking if you like, or not. Again, it's all about self-exploration, discovering what you need. Now you can either roll over to one side and help yourself up if there's back or tailbone problems or neck or shoulders, or you may want to move through a few of these spinal rocks. Keep your chin tipped lightly down, work with your breath. I am breathing in, I am breathing out. And when you finish in an upright position, and then find your way to a comfortable, so I tend to always say cross-legged, but if you like half lotus, 1 foot up, go there. For some of you, full lotus might be an option. Again, explore. Don't assume that you can or cannot do anything. Trying is the exercises my teacher Gerda always says. It's good. Once you get to that comfortable seat, and again, you may need to sit on something to lift the hips and tilt the pelvis. Just bring your hands to your knees. Start with your gaze down. So just drop your head down towards your chest. And on your next inhalation, lift your head up and lift your left hand up. As you exhale, bring your left hand to your right shoulder and look over your left shoulder. As you inhale, bring your head and your hand back to the center. As you exhale, lower your chin and lower the hand back to the knee. Inhale, lift your head and the right hand. Exhale, right hand goes to left shoulder. Turn your head to the right. Inhale, bring the hand and the head back to the center. Exhale,
Lower the hand to the knee, drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, gaze and left hand. Exhale, turn the head to the left, bring the hand to the right shoulder. Inhale, head and hand back. Exhale, head lowers, hand lowers. Inhale, right hand and gaze. Exhale, hand to the left, gaze to the right. Inhale, head and hand back to the center. Exhale, lower down. Once more on each side. Inhale, left hand and gaze. Exhale, hand right. Gaze left. Look right out of the corners of your eyes. Chin parallel to the floor. Inhale, head and hand center. Exhale, keep your spine tall. Drop the chin, lower the hand. Inhale, right hand and gaze. Exhale, hand left, gaze right. Inhale, head and hand center. Exhale, hand and gaze down. Bring some movement into the neck, letting the chin roll gently across the collarbone, side to side. You may want to let the chin go from shoulder to shoulder, or depending on how your neck is feeling today, extend the chin right up towards the ceiling, back down across, and over to the other side. Just notice, how is your neck feeling today? Bring the chin back to the center, lift the gaze up, bring the knees up, stretch the legs out, bounce into the knees. Again, let the legs flop a bit from side to side and take yourself into a forward fold, bending the knees to start walking the bottom back. That action of moving the hips, getting the release in the low back neck stays in line with the spine. Just take a breath or two here. Notice your toes, spread them. Draw your palms towards your hips, walk the hips back a bit and squeeze the elbows in. Bring yourself back up. Do the same thing again, or perhaps lift the arms up. Drop the shoulders down. Keep the neck in line with the spine. You may begin to straighten the legs, hold the feet, drop the shoulders. Really know why you're doing what you're doing. Try not to get that bend at the bottom of the rib cage, but understand the actions in the forward fold. Remember, forward folds are calming to the central nervous system as long as you're working with your breath, finding strength and ease in the body. Your next inhalation brings you all the way back up and release the arms back down. If you can come to a cross-legged position again, or half lotus or full lotus, but change the way your legs are crossed, do that. Walk your fingertips out and bring your arms parallel to the floor. Bend your elbows so you're in this kind of goalpost position where shoulder, elbow, and then elbow, wrist are in line. And if you're not sure, like, look over at your arms. They're yours. Look at them. It's good. And breathe, breathe, breathe. Get those muscles working. I'm watching you. It's good. Now really slowly, with resistance, try to bring the palms and the elbows in towards each other, moving the shoulders apart. Some of you will be able to touch them. Some of us aren't. Don't let those elbows sag. Keep them up and then resist like you're moving a mountain as you open, open. Chins parallel to the floor. Don't thrust those chins forward. And resist, resist, resist. Think about if you were trying to pop a helium balloon between your elbows, between your wrists, and between your palms. Resist as you open. Keep the spine, keep the natural curve, so not sticking the bottom out. And one more time, bringing them in, 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 in. Good. Pause. Lift those elbows. And open, 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 flex the hands. Imagine that I put 5 pounds of potatoes on each palm. Press, 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 chins parallel to the floor. You're allowed to smile. Lift those 5 pounds on each arm as high as you can. And this is where you have to practice honesty to yourself, and then lower those 5 pounds of potatoes. This used to be one of Gerda's favorite exercises back in the day. It's good. Last time, lifting, ribs are dropping slightly. There's not that arch in the back. It's not a back bend. Chin's not thrusting forward. Good. Lower those potatoes. Remember, 5 pounds on each hand. Good. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Palms face forward. Good. Open, open, open. Flex the hands. Press, press, press. Breathe in, breathe out as you bend right. Don't let that hand touch the floor. Look up to the top hand, drop your shoulders. Look down to the bottom hand, keep your weight even on your glutes. Look straight ahead and resist as you come back up. Press, press, press. Other side, bending left. Keep those arms straight. Keep the neck in line with the spine. Don't let that head hang. Look up, press. Look straight ahead. Look down, press, press, press. Look straight ahead. Come up, breathe in, left hand to right, right in the low back, twisting to the right, dropping the shoulders. Let both elbows bend to open that upper back. Bring it back to the center, press through the heels of the hands, and then switch right to left, left behind, twisting left. Feel the breath as it moves into that arm that's behind you. And bring it back to the center, flex through the hands, bring the arms forward, palms face the floor, lower your fingertips to the ground, and walk forward. Palms rest on the floor. This might be your forward fold, or perhaps you can bend the elbows to the ground. Elbows being directly below your shoulders. Breathing, breathing, weight even on the glutes. And then press yourself up in circles in the low back. Go as fast or as slow as you need to go today. So if it's a day where dynamic movement a little bit faster might be what you need, do that. If slower is slow, what you need, go slower. Reverse it, go the other direction. And then when you feel like you've gone both directions equally, stop at the center and take a forward fold that feels good for you. So it could be elbows on knees, elbows on floor, stacking the fists, resting the head on the fists, especially if there's any low blood pressure or high blood pressure issues, not dropping that head down. And then bring yourself up, roll the shoulders back. It's good. Stretch your legs out. And then swing your legs over onto one side, or come over onto one side. You're going to do both, so it doesn't matter which side you do first. You can use that long end of your mat to line yourself up. Shoulder, elbow, elbow, wrist in line. This top hand can rest here on the top side body or fingertips on the floor. So you can stay right here like this, pressing, not sagging, not hanging the head, but actively finding that strength. Some of you may find that you can lift the hip off the floor, bring the hand. Some of you may find that the bottom knee needs to bend and you lift up. So there's something for everyone. Don't tell me you can't, because I know you can. Use your breathing. Use your breathing. You can cross your heels if you like. Some of you may want to extend the arm up, but don't hang those heads. I can see, I'm watching. Use your breath. Use your breathing. Now, if you're in pain and you think you need to come down, well, by all means. But, if you just think, oh, I'm done, I'm coming down. No, keep holding. This top hand can always support the neck if you like. Breathing, breathing,
breathing. Take one more breath in, one more breath out. Lower yourself down. Come over onto your belly. Place both elbows under your shoulders, wrists in line. Tuck your 10 toes under and come into this half plank position. Don't have your bottom sticking up. Don't have your heads hanging down. You can place your knees down if you need to. It's as though your palms draw towards your elbows towards your feet towards your elbows, your belly gently towards your spine, and you're breathing here. You can stop if you need to, but I don't think you do. Knees come down, press yourself back into child's pose, or stack your fists, or take your hands to your feet. Take a breath or two here. Bring yourself back up and then switch sides. So come over onto the other side. Set yourself up a nice straight line. Shoulder, elbow, elbow, wrist. Head's not hanging, it's a heavy head. Keep your neck in line with the spine. Remember your option, you can cross at the ankles, you can bend the bottom knee. You can stay right here, not sinking down, but drawing up, or press up. Use your breathing. Use your breathing, don't let those heads hang. Try to smile. Connect top and bottom half at the core. Extend the arm up if you like. Support the neck if that's better. Shaking is great. Breathing is never an option. You should do it all the time. Flex your feet. Lift the arches. Keep your breath. Breathe, breathe. Extend through those fingers. One more breath in. One more breath out. Lower yourself down. Come back onto your belly. Set yourself into that half plank position, toes tucked, lifting up. Know that the weight is as even as you can get it on everything on the ground, which is your foundation. Open your shoulders. Don't let the bottom be up or the belly be hanging. Keep your breath. Strong mind, strong body. Knees come down, pressing back. Now this time you may want to try the variation of child's pose where the knees are wide and the bottom goes back. Again, you can stack the fists. You can bring the hands to the feet. If you have a block or blanket, you can always place it under your head and just rocking a bit from side to side. Bring yourself back up. Now your option is exactly what you just did. So down on the elbow. Otherwise, set yourself up again. Think shoulder, elbow, wrist. And then you may want to try pressing up into the side plank here. Now again, your bottom knee can be down and you can be here. You can have the ankles crossed if that's better for you, or one foot on top of the other. Lift the arm if you like. Again, you can support the head if you feel strain in the neck. Keep breathing. Connect top and bottom half. Try not to let your head hang. Reach through the fingers. Smile. Breathe, not thrusting the chin forward. Now this time, you come into a full plank position. Knees can come down if that's better for you. Otherwise, keep the knees up, keep the neck in line with the spine. Press back through the heels. Option is half plank, remember, breathing. From here, you can go tabletop or bend to child's pose or bend the knees and go to downward dog. Walking that downward dog out. You may be content here, or you may find that you want to lift one leg to the three-legged dog. Just try to keep your hips square, not lifting that hip up. Bring that foot back down, and other leg comes up. Make sure the leg that's on the floor doesn't stay locked. Keep breathing. Bring that leg down. Walk that dog out again. Bring yourself down onto your hands and knees. And switch sides. So again, half plank on the elbow, side plank on the elbow, or coming all the way up. Bottom knee can be down, ankles can be crossed, or one foot on top of the other. Breathing. Again, support the neck if you need to. Connect top and bottom half at the core. Shaking is normal. Try not to hold your breath. Feel strong. Feel strong. Strong body, strong mind. The natural flow of your breath. Good. Breathing. Breathing. One more breath in. One more breath out. Rolling into full plank. Remember your options. Knees down if you like. You can always try lifting one leg, but don't lift the hips. Take it down. Try lifting the other leg. Take it down. Keep the breath. Head's not hanging. Soften the knees, send the hips up and back, downward dog, walking it out if you need. Follow the rhythm of your breath. Good. Bend the knees slightly, take the gaze forward. Take as many tiny steps as you can, finding your way into a full or a half fold. It's up to you. Establish your foundation, which is your feet. So if it's back and hamstrings that are bothering you, move them farther apart. Hold your elbows. Let your head hang. Check out your foundation. See if the arches of your feet are lifting. Then release the arms. Either walk the hands up the legs or extend the arms out if there's not any back problems, and come up with your ears between the arms and lower the arms down. Roll your shoulders back a few times, forwards a few times. Good, and then go back and forth from your toes to your heels. You may find that one of these foam blocks will come in handy. If you don't have a foam block, you can use a box of Kleenex, a can of soup, whatever you might have handy. You may find that you don't even need it, but just have it somewhere close by where you can reach it if necessary. It's good. Now stand at about the center of your mat. If a jumping motion is too jarring for you, just heel toe your feet apart. Otherwise, bend your knees and jump your feet apart so that the outside edges of your own feet are parallel. Turn your left foot out. Bend your left knee. It's good. Think about, are your hips relatively even as opposed to this? Good. The back leg isn't locked, but it's strong. And now take your arms parallel to the floor. Bend your elbows into this goalpost position. It's good. And breathe here. Inhale, straighten the leg, draw the elbows together. Exhale, bend the knee, open the arms. If your breath doesn't match what I'm saying, that's more than fine. Just breathe. Groin drops, pelvic floor lifts, natural curve of the spine. 10 toes are lifting. Breath is strong. Wrist above elbow. Good. Next time you come down, pause, pause. Open the arms parallel to the floor. Lower that arm, press it into the leg. If the shoulders don't hurt, lift this back arm up. Otherwise, put the hand on the hip. Drop down and over. Torso rotates slightly around the spine. Now, this is where you may find the block or the Kleenex box or whatever you have is helpful. Don't rest the weight of your hand on it.
Just use it as a bit of a guide. Take one more breath in and one more breath out. Keep the knee bent, come up, arms parallel to the floor, and then straighten the leg. Turn the 10 toes forward, place the hands on the hips, bend the knees, and come halfway forward. So as I do this, I find that my feet are now too far apart. So I heel toe them in a bit and rest the elbows on the thighs. Now, if this is enough, you can do a variation of this with your elbows on your thighs. If you can, place your hands on the floor, and this is where, again, you may find that this block is helpful. Begin to straighten your legs if you can, and straight is relative for you. That left hand goes to the floor below the nose. Right arm extends out parallel to the floor. Hips are squared and you lift the arm. Breathing in, breathing out. Hand and gaze comes back. The right hand goes where the left was. The left goes out. Look over at it. Extend it up. Keep the hips stable. Bring it back down. The legs are not locked. Once more on each side. If it's a strain to lift the fingers to the ceiling, bring the hand into the low back instead. Or keep the arm parallel to the floor. Hand and gaze comes down. Last time. Breathing. Feel the chest open. Remember, what you do is meant to heal the body. Bring the hand back down. Bend the knees. Place the elbows on the thighs, torso parallel to the floor. Come up, putting your palms on your thighs, or extend the arms forward and bring yourself all the way up. Lower the hands down. Again, either heel toe the feet in or jump the feet together. You may need to move the block over to the other side. And again, either jump or heel toe the feet apart. Lift the arches of the feet, right foot out, left foot in, right knee bends. Maybe you need to adjust the foundation, making it a bit wider. Lift the arches of the feet, check out the hips, extend through the arms. Bend the elbows, use your breathing, straightening the leg as you draw the palms and elbows towards each other. Opening as you come back down. We all know that when we come to my classes, I always lose count of how many I did on each side. I'm trusting that those of you who are my counters are counting. And otherwise, just do what feels like the same on each side. Remember the action of drawing your legs towards each other. Breathing. Breathing. Feel the strong, stable shoulders. Let's do one more. Maybe you need to do 21 more. I don't know. Open. Pause. Find both the strength and the flexibility. Extend out through the arms. Lower that right arm. Bring the left up. Stay here or put the hand on the hip. And then drop over that straight line of energy. Remember, you have the option of using the block if you need to. Use it for support, not as something to support you, resting the entire weight of the body on. Good, breathe, challenge yourself without hurting yourself. One more breath in, one more breath out. Bring yourself up, keep the knee bent, extend the arms. Straighten the leg, turn the 10 toes forward, bring the hands to the hips, heel, toe, bend the knees, use the elbows on the legs to open, use your breathing. Now this time, the left hand comes across to the right ankle. The right hand goes in the low back as though you're bowing, and you begin to straighten the legs. So not a twist. Forward fold. Good, knees bend.
Switch your hands. So left behind, right over to the left ankle. Elbow bends, legs straighten to what's straight for you. Bend. Elbows to thighs. Now this time, and you may need to adjust your feet. I know I need to make mine closer. Left hand to right ankle. Right hand to left ankle. Elbows both bend, legs may or may not straighten, and they might straighten a bit. Knees bend, torso parallel to floor. Knees, legs straighten. So the head's not going up and down. We're bending the knees and straightening. Finish with the knees bent. Place the elbows on the thighs. Either put the palms on the thighs to come up or extend the arms forward and come up with the ears between the arms. Good. Lower the arms down. Heel toe, your feet in, heel toe, and go back and forth from the toes to the heels. So as we move into balance, if you had that block, you may want to slide it out of the way. You can do this with the wall behind you if you need to. So you start with the feet about hip width apart. You take the right toes and you point them out to the right. And try not to send the hips out. Be tall. And then extend the left arm up with the fingers really wide. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, bring the elbow and the knee towards each other. Breathe in, extend. Breathe out, close the fingers, elbow to knee. Breathe in, breathe out, in, out, in, out. Now the breath can be in through the nose, out through the mouth, if you like. This breath brings in a lot of oxygen to the body. So you may find that the breath makes you feel a little bit dizzy or nauseous, in which case, just breathe normally. Opening and closing the hands, keeping the hand on the hip for that awareness. Are you keeping your hips even? Try one more. Pause. Walk it out a bit. Reset your foundation, your feet. Left toes out. Right arm up. Now you can see my hips are out of whack here. Adjust, be strong, breathe in. Close the fingers. Remember, leave the breath out. Try not to crunch and round forward. Bring the elbow and the knee towards each other. Toes point, hand open, fingers closed, foot flexes. Use your body to its full potential. Chin stays parallel to the floor. Eyes are open. Breath is present. Use your breathing. Try one more. Pause. Walk it out. You can either repeat what you just did or try this. Right toes, left arm, breathe in, breathe out, switch. Right arm, left toes, alternating. Go as fast or as slow as your body needs to move. But use those hands. Open the fingers, close the fingers. Great if you have arthritis in your hands. Give your mind a place to focus. Use your breathing. Try one more on each side. Keep your eyes open. And just pause. And notice what you notice. You may notice your body temperature, your heart rate. Add a bit of movement going back and forth from the toes to the heels. Good, and then find your way up to the very front of your mat. Lift the arms up, hands to hips if the shoulders hurt, and then bend over to the right. Come all the way back up and bend to the other side. Keep breathing. Good, all the way back up. Lower the hands to the hips. Send the hips forward. Now lift up out of the low back by squeezing the legs, lift the chest, and go into a gentle back bend. You can always put the hands on the glutes or slide them down the legs. Bring yourself all the way up to standing. Fold the body halfway forward. Readjust your foundation, which is your feet. Bend the knees, send the hips back. Keep the palms on the thighs or extend the arms forward or lift the arms up, turning the pinky fingers slightly up. Open the chest. Keep the natural curve of your spine. Pick your 10 toes up. Now slowly begin to bend the knees, bringing the ribs towards the thighs. Lower the hands, grab your ankles, squeeze your elbows in and fold the body forward. If a half fold is better, then you are in charge of you. Do what's right for you. Place your hands on the floor beside your feet. Step back to downward dog, and if that's not good for you today, go tabletop, hands and knees to child's pose. Walk this downward dog out. If this transition isn't good for you, get there however you can. Pivot your left foot, bring your right foot forward between the hands. Keep the right knee bent. Come up, placing the hands on the hips or bringing the arms up. Front hip back, back thigh forward. Work with your breath. Folding the body forward, step back to downward dog or go back to tabletop to child's pose. Walk it out. Send the hips up and back, same thing other side. Right foot pivots, left comes forward. Hands to hips, torso comes up, front hip back, back thigh forward. Take the arms to the place that benefits your upper back. Benefits your shoulders. Remember, we're not in a back bend here. Body folds forward, step back, downward dog. Walk it out if you like. Keep your breathing. Bringing your left foot forward to between your hands, the right knee to the ground, hands to hips. Add a back bend, hands to hips, arms forward, thumbs to sternum or arms up. See what's best for you. Release forward, release the back bend, lift the back knee, step back, downward dog, walk it out. Switch sides, other foot comes forward, left knee to the floor, hands to the hips, stay here. Add a back bend, hands to hips, thumbs to sternum, arms up. Remember, if the arms are up, the arms are past the head. You create a cradle to protect the neck. Bringing yourself back up, step back, downward dog or tabletop to child's pose. Walk it out. Soften the knees. Now from here, see if you could move your hands approximately as wide apart as your mat. Send the hips up and back and bring your knees to the ground. Bend your elbows to right angles. Keep your feet on the floor and dip your nose down towards the floor and press up. Now, as you bend your elbows, if your wrists aren't below your elbows, move your hands wider apart. Dip down, press up. Shoulders move apart. Breathing. If there's not weight in the feet, it's probably in your kneecaps or maybe in your nose. Try one more. Pause. Press yourself up. Walk your hands in. Tuck your toes under, send the hips back. So stay there. or go downward dog. Breathing. From downward dog, you can shift your weight to plank. Put the knees down and lower through onto your belly. Move the hands wide apart so it's elbows above wrists. Your feet are about hip width apart. Come up on spider fingertips. Lift forehead, nose, chin, chest, coming up to this spider type cobra. The legs are active. You're bending the elbows, opening the chest. Shoulders are moving apart. Come down, ribs, chest, chin, nose, forehead. Put one hand on top of the other. Rest the forehead on the hands, bend the knees, and let them rock a bit. If this variation of a cobra isn't good for you, go into a traditional cobra with your palms flat and your fingers under your shoulders. Otherwise, take the legs down. Move the hands apart, tenting, so you've got shoulders, elbows above wrists. Come up, forehead, nose, chin, chest. Move the shoulders apart. Breathe here. Remember, it should feel like a benefit to your body, not the most strain and pain you've ever felt in the world. Your glutes are active, your feet are active, your glutes are not overactive. One more breath in, one more breath out, coming down, ribs, chest, chin, nose, forehead. Other hand goes on top. If you did turn your head, turn it the opposite way. Bend the knees, let them windshield from side to side, or you can keep the feet on the floor and let the heels drop open. Place your hands under your shoulders, press up onto your hands and knees. Send your bottom back towards your heels. Child's pose. Support the head and the fists. Bring yourself back up. If it's possible to tuck the toes, bring the hands back to the knees and come into a squat, do that. Otherwise, find your way onto your back, however it's best for you. Just walk yourself forward a step or two, curling down from the toes to the heels to the bottom. Once you get down, bring your knees into your chest, rock it out. Reestablish the position of your neck. So tip your chin slightly down, find the natural curve, or support your neck if you need to with a blanket. From here, you may find that happy baby is what you need, or you may find that you want to extend your legs up, extend your arms through your legs, and just make sure you're releasing your back as you need to. Head comes down, legs come together. If there's no back problems, straight legs down. Otherwise, bend the knees, place the feet on the floor, and extend the legs. Take a deep breath in and just tighten your whole body as tight as you possibly can. And a big, long, loud, letting go exhalation. As you find your way into your most comfortable position for Shavasana. Remember, this is your time that is so important to allow ourselves every day to replenish and nurture our bodies, our minds, our spirits. When we treat ourselves with loving kindness, it just becomes so much easier to extend that kindness out there into the real world. We could all use a little kindness right now. Let the warmth of relaxation move slowly and gently within you. Let the mind rest within the heart, that beautiful white light of peace that shines so brightly within each one of us. Giving ourselves permission to let go. Slowly begin to find your way back. And remember, if you need a little longer in Shavasana than I'm allowing you, just tune me out and stay in Shavasana a little longer.
But otherwise, as you start to introduce the movement, you might want to roll over onto one side. And then just help yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. Take that long, deep, nourishing breath in as you gather up everything positive you can and bring it into your heart. And just let your exhalations release all the things that you don't need to hold on to. Take a moment to bow your head to your own heart in gratitude to yourself. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your practice with me today. Namaste. Have a great day. Don't forget, go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. Be kind to yourself.